What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot and Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling at ease there, Cancer. This is going to be maybe a bit of a tricky energy for us today. I know it's one of those special days, Cancer. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in. I almost feel like I'm being like a shout out. What sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going to avoid, of course, just all those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're aware there, Cancer, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you. Leave the rest with me. Never force reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Alright, Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, like I was saying, happy Saturn Day. This is a special one here, Cancer. This is, believe it or not, normally Saturn days, where people usually are kind of going out. This is a day for more so for kind of cracking down there, Cancer, for being disciplined, for getting any things that we may have put off, getting that stuff done there, Cancer. This can be a great day for doing some meditation and just really kind of getting focused, maybe doing some planning, just again getting things ordered, getting things in, getting things structured. This can be a great energy too for talking with elders or talking with mentors, kind of exchanging ideas, kind of getting some exchanging wisdom in things like that there, Cancer. Saturn days are kind of a bit of a somber day in a sense, but it's meant to set you up for, even though maybe it might have been a day where you're kind of being a bit busier, it's setting you tomorrow, that which would be Sundays, a time for you to shine there, Cancer, time for you to really kind of show up and show out. So the energies work nicely that way, Cancer. So something to think about. And also too, while we're talking about how the energies are kind of working together there, Cancer, the moon kind of took a hint from Saturn, and she's going to be going void of course today. I kind of like that, Cancer. But the moon is going to be going void of course at about 9:10 p.m. and that'll be Pacific time there, Cancer. And then she'll be moving from Gemini into her home sign of Cancer. And actually, Cancer, I actually was reading something not too long ago, and I kind of liked how they referred to the planets as our guardians. And I think I might roll with that. Stay tuned for that there, Cancer. But yeah, she'll be moving from Gemini into Cancer at about 2:40 a.m. on Sunday the 17th of March, depending on when you're watching this. So we're looking at about a 5-hour and 30-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course, this is the energy when the moon forms her final aspect with another celestial body, and then she just kind of goes off and wanders. She reflects, thinks what energies are going to come in for the next incoming energy she'll be in, especially where she'll be the strongest at there, Cancer. And so this can be a time to just check in with how you're doing there, Cancer. Take some time to just meditate if you've noticed any sort of particular energies that may have been kind of bothering you, and maybe we don't understand the source of that, or maybe it's just something that we've been ignoring that's needing to come up for some air, that's needing to it may not be able to, or maybe not even necessarily deal with it all at once, but at least just give it, just let it come up to the light, let it be acknowledged in a sense. So yeah, this is a very great time for just self-care, Cancer, to not feel pressured by anything, to allow yourself to feel and to just kind of process those kind of things, Cancer. Ooh, I like that, Cancer. Thank you, herself. Ooh, I do like this. Hold on, Cancer. But Also, Cancer, you may notice with the Void of Course energy that starting up things may be a little tricky during that energy. So I even try to schedule even like my sort of like lunar rituals and things around before the energies get into, before she gets into the Void of Course energy. So that may be something to keep in mind, Cancer. But also, too, and that may be something to look into. Cancer, were you born during a void of course? That might be a little something to check into. But also, Cancer, your plans may be subject to unexpected changes, and people may be less likely to make decisions during this time. So something to be mindful of. And Cancer, the reason also that we're doing a special one on Saturn Day is because the Moon and the Sun are forming their first difficult aspect. You know, we keep track. I do kind of special ones and talk about the aspects when we get to the new moon, the first and last quarter phases, and then the full moon energy. And this first quarter moon in Gemini is going to be happening at 9, will happen at 9/11, and or excuse me, it'll be happening at 9:10, excuse me. And that'll be, the sun is going to be at 27 degrees 3 minutes of Pisces, and the moon will be in Gemini. Now, this sun and moon is when that thing that you're trying to integrate, for example, is running into some hurdles. Maybe there's been a schedule change. Maybe there's some sort of new task that's been added on. Maybe there's something, maybe you just haven't been, maybe you're feeling challenged emotionally, kind of integrating this stuff. Maybe you're starting to feel stressed. But, I feel with this first quarter, even though this is kind of a difficult energy here, it's happening in mutable energy with being in Gemini and in Pisces. And also, both of those signs are the two signs of in the zodiac that are of duality, and very visible duality, with the twins and the fish. And so, well, the fishes, but this energy, I feel, is kind of asking you, it's almost like, I feel, the thing that maybe whatever you set out with during this new moon, during that new moon, super moon in Pisces, it's like now it's starting to show up. We're starting, maybe, we were starting to really kind of imagine that, really kind of come into the picture, really kind of committing to this thing. And now the mind is starting to pick it apart with that moon in Gemini energy. So it's like, oh, how do I really feel about this? But what about this? And what about this? And, I feel that this energy could have the potential to overwhelm, but I feel it's, the nice thing I feel about this energy is that both the moon and the sun, I feel like, are being very supported in this. And I feel like whatever this integration that's happening, again, it may be a little tough, but I feel if we were able to push through this thing, Cancer, allow that kind of integration process to happen, to get to kind of, again, be mutable, kind of think on our toes and come up with some solutions there. It could be a very rewarding process once we get to that full moon energy. And the nice thing too, that when this first quarter moon is happening, the sun is forming the conjunction with Neptune at 27 degrees, and will be at its exact on Sunday, on the 17th, right around the time when the moon is going to be entering Cancer. So I feel this is a really great energy, Cancer, for you to be with your emotions, really kind of trust your intuition with this, because there's a thing that I've been incorporating with the conjunction energy, and it's, especially when they're this close, it's this thing called Sabian symbols, and it gets into the sort of degree theory, Cancer. I included a link down in the description box if you want to check out that information. But the one for this conjunction for 27 degrees of Pisces is, because the exact will be at 27 degrees 22 minutes, Cancer. So if you have any points or planets around that placement, you may feel this in particular. Where this has actually happened is in 1 degree of my Chiron in Cancer placement, is forming a trine with that. But this energy is the harvest moon illuminates a clear autumnal sky. And the keynote for this is the light of fulfillment that blesses work well done. So I feel that, again, Cancer, if we were to, whatever troubles that, or maybe hurdles that may come into the integration of this thing that you're trying to start, maybe you're doing a career change, maybe you're doing some sort of training, maybe starting a schooling, and maybe we're coming into a work conflict, or maybe you're trying to do something, you're trying to schedule this around your kids' schedule, or, this could be a number of things. But the nice thing about this too, Cancer, is that when I'm saying the sun is being supported by this Neptune who's in her ruling sign, you have Mars who's in a very kind of strong mental energy being in Aquarius, and the moon and Mars are forming a trine with each other, which is a very harmonious aspect, and I feel can be one that, with a bit of flexibility from that Gemini energy and a bit of the innovation with the Aquarius, really kind of calling on your tools, I feel like you can, it's, I feel like you can really kind of set things in motion, but I feel like it's taking that focus of the Aquarius energy and channeling it's very interesting, Cancer, how I'm feeling this energy, how it may be integrated. This could be something I feel that if you were to, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed, this could be something maybe we're writing down some of these problems here, getting something grounded so that we can see, so it's not just swirling around in the head, so that you can create this harmony to see and tackle and maybe write some solutions down just kind of head on there, Cancer. Just try to explore some things. Because also the nice thing too is that Mercury is getting ready to form a conjunction with the North Node in Aries. They're about 3 degrees apart. And this moon is in the energy that Mercury it rules over. So there's a lot of excitable energy I feel with that Mercury moon kind of partnership that's going on here right now, and it won't be lasting too much longer. Soon I feel the moon, this energy will feel, I feel a bit more kind of settled in, but this is a time I feel to get the head and the heart on the same page. And then I feel like when that balance happens, then the trust kind of comes in with the moon getting in Cancer. It can kind of shift things a little bit. So I like this, Cancer. I almost feel like that Mercury in the North Node is kind of helping you get the trajectory that you need, get the fuel that you need. Even though that conjunction may be forming a square with your sign, that tension can be utilized as sort of like a propeller in a sense there, Cancer, a quest for harmony, a quest to get this thing in balance here. So and that's what squares are all about. They're meant to push you and show you how tough you are, Cancer. So there's something to, I feel like, kind of ponder with this first quarter moon in Gemini energy. And last couple of things there, Cancer. Oh, and if you want to know how this energy, Cancer, is taking place in your chart, you can see where the sun and the moon are forming these aspects in your houses. See maybe where that integration has happened. Book a reading with me. I have links down in the description box below with all of the services that I provide. I also have those links available on Instagram as well there, Cancer. So definitely check that. I also post over just like different celestial events that are coming on. What are some things to kind of listen to, kind of quick, short stuff with a little music on there, Cancer. I'm still figuring out what Instagram's about, so it's fine. But yeah, definitely check that out there, Cancer. And also check out that description. Well, first, actually, Cancer, this readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But also down below some links for some other readers that I really enjoy watching that, Cancer. Definitely check them out. One of them in particular, Jamie, she has a Cancer exclusive channel as well. I feel like Cancerians, the frequencies I feel like we're really vibing together. Something's cooking up in that energy. So definitely check her channel out. She does a really great style of reading, and then all the other readers as well. They're Cancer. I think you might enjoy them. Also, there's a link for an astrologer down there as well that I really enjoy. Some podcasts I jam out to, and a couple of astrology websites I enjoy, Cancer. And what else? apps, all the apps. So I got that description box just loaded for you, the kids. I'm gonna include some books here soon, so it's gonna be lit, Cancer. But let's go ahead and get into your general energy of the day, because I like this, Cancer. You got a master number here, which I want to say is the master teacher, if I'm remembering that correctly. But you have the 33rd card here, which is the horse spirit, Cancer, which is freedom is yours. And I like this, Cancer, because I feel that the freedom is yours. When difficulties come up, you have the freedom to feel what you need to feel about something. Let that dissonance kind of come up. Let that, and I feel in that Gemini Pisces type of energy, this really does allow you to kind of pick something apart and really examine it for what it is, for the tension that it is providing, to understand it on a mental and an emotional level. And I feel like it'll bring together the intuitive natures of both of them on, just kind of some interesting energies I feel like are kind of happening here. And I feel this freedom is understanding that once we kind of learn to give those emotions space, learn to observe them, and then use those energies as fuel towards a different type of something here, maybe a creative endeavor, towards this thing that we're trying to nurture. Let it become inspiration, or let it just be an indicator that maybe we need to take a break from what we're doing and process this stuff, take it and see how it's integrating. The free, again, whatever you need to do, know that it is in divine timing. That it doesn't matter if you're staying, because I feel like sometimes too, when we're in that pressure that we feel like we need to do something, sometimes you just need to take a break sometimes. So, but there is this kind of gentleness too that I'm getting with this horse spirit there, Cancer, that as you're going on this journey, just remember that you don't have to push yourself so much, because this is an untamed horse. This is a wild horse. I feel like this is one that sets their pace, that sets their tone, that knows themselves, that it's very kind of empowering here, kind of, Cancer. And knowing, it's almost like knowing that you have the freedom to just kind of be how you need to be there, Cancer. But let me get some tarot on this and get some details with that. Alright, Cancer. Take care of yourself. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, how I love how you sync up with the energies, Cancer. So you have the 3 of Moons, the 8 of Stars, and then you have Gemini energy here, the Lovers upright, and then you have the Queen of Wands and the 6 of Wands in reverse. Cancer, I feel here for some that maybe we haven't been getting the support that maybe you need. Check in your environment. I feel that there's something here, I feel, with the Queen of Wands that's just feeling a bit restrained, possibly. That's feeling that, I feel like, do you feel supported in your groups? Do you feel that there is this energy of celebration, that there is this, I just feel like there's this, is there this, how is the cohesion in the groups here, possibly? Because I feel with this Lovers being here, that if we're around people, I feel, for example, with the 6 of Wands, that bring down your energy, that don't get you feeling inspired that the freedom is yours to stay in that energy or leave. You know, the Lovers is a choice card. And you know, when I'm thinking about that trine that's happening with the moon and Mars, moon being in Gemini, Mars in Aquarius, I feel the moon is looking for these kind of new experiences, and the Mars energy is is that driving towards that new group. You know, there's this you know, like when you combine that, it's this energy of learning from this new environment. You know, from just I feel like other people who give who have this, I'm not sure, the sense of freedom, the sense of that are just vibing at the where you're at there, Cancer. Not to, but that's just something to just I feel like to kind of pay attention to for some, and especially this could be, you know, maybe we're feeling an environment where we're not being recognized, or you know, I never tell you to quit your job there, Cancer, but I remember being in a place where a lot of the, you know, there was a lot of complaints and a lot of lowering the vibration, and it's just like, well, then what can we construct? Let's brainstorm Gemini energy through this thing. Let's consider some of these details here. Let's think a bit more. Like let's just, like, I don't know, let's turn on the thinking caps is what I am feeling with the Gemini energy. And that's where I feel this eight of stars is just trying to find something that works better, and maybe it's being a bit more. See how this hand here is kind of got this needle, and it's like you're just sewing the star. Maybe we're being a bit more selective with where you know where you're putting your energies there, Cancer. So, and maybe this might be something too where we even give someone the space, Cancer, I feel, to maybe even make their own choice as well. This could be, and you know, you know, as I feel like this makes sense. This could be, you know, if we're talking about a family, possibly, you know, then maybe we're giving, you know, maybe this as maybe we're reaching a state where the child's getting a bit more responsibility. We're about, you know, getting the sense of freedom, going to find themselves, you know, free, get this new sense of environment. But very interesting, Cancer. Let's get some more on this. Cancer. Alright, Cancer. Take care of yourself. So you have the Seven of Moons in the Tower, Mars energy in reverse. And then you have the Five of Stars and the Knight of Wands upright here, Cancer. And let's talk about the Tower since I was just talking about Mars. There's something here, Cancer, when we're talking about these choices, I feel, with the Lovers, that there are some conflicts. I feel there's something that's needing to change. Maybe this is something that maybe you've been repeating in a lunar cycle, possibly, maybe, or maybe not even in the lunar cycles. Maybe this just be something we might be trying to repeat, maybe been repeating in general. But I feel that there's something here where, because the Seven of Moons can be this kind of illusory type of energy, because it starts to get a little murky in with this energy. This is kind of my prelude to a devil situation, and I feel that there's this energy of some of not maybe feeling like we have a choice, that maybe they feel like life just kind of happens happens to you, things just kind of feel like that maybe they're just kind of being taken away or whatever that is. But and I feel like especially this is something where you feel like things are maybe being taken away with the five of stars. I and you know I know every situation is different, but I feel like this could be an invitation for that duality to see it as maybe these tower moments are trying to make space for something here, that are trying to get you this Knight of Wands energy. I feel to move in a different type of direction with the Knight of Wands, to explore something that is, I feel, maybe more true to you, Cancer. This feels that whatever this, because this could be too, Cancer. Maybe this sun in, you know, this sun in Pisces energy, depending on where you're at on your journey, what you may be kind of processing. I feel like the Seven of Moons maybe is this energy that could be this realization of just like maybe this fantasy of who we thought, how we thought maybe something was going to get you to be is maybe kind of realized in a sense that, but it's not like it's going to, you have the, always have the free will, Cancer, to choose what it is that you want to choose, but in however this may be translating for you. But yeah, the Tower in reverse, I feel like that where you chose to maybe go down one path, you can choose to do a different path. You can always make a different choice every day, every moment. I like that, Cancer. Well, let's get some advice from Mercury. All right, Cancer, last little bit here. Think of yourself. And there she is. So you have the lovely Queen of Moons here, Cancer, the Five of Moons and the Eight of Moons upright. And then you have the Temperance card in reverse, which is Sagittarius energy. How fascinating, the opposite sign of Gemini here. And let's switch back over here, Cancer. Because that is interesting, Cancer. I feel this Temperance card here is, because Sagittarius, I even like how this card is kind of this open road that's happening on this card, and Sagittarius is this card of freedom. That, and I feel that it's just like maybe we've been going down the same path for a while, and there's this, and it's like this path is no longer resonating. There's something here that is not being, I feel like that's not being integrated. Something here that I feel we're needing to maybe let go with the Eight of Moons. Check any sort of like emotional attachments that, just, the Temperance card is this card of balance, and something has, where we used to have this sort of give and take, you know, now it's just something is just taking more than there is this receptivity that's going on here, Cancer. And I feel that when we're noticing maybe this overindulgence, possibly again, when this may be with our, maybe we're, you know, maybe you're the one who's always at someone's beck and call, possibly, Cancer, or something here where this, I feel like it's just, we're having some sort of, I feel there's this reaction that's happening with the Five of Moons that, I don't know, Cancer, this Queen of Moons is giving me this, we're needing to take care of in these decisions that we're making. And you know, the Eight of Moons, that's Saturn and Pisces. And I feel that there is, whatever these choices are that we're making, maybe there is maybe some disappointment, some whatever this is looking like. it's just like I feel that things can come together it's all coming together in the long run there, Cancer, but all right, Cancer, I think I'm gonna leave that there, but something to think about. Oh, you know what, Cancer, though? This Five of Moons, one more thing with that. I feel there's this energy of, maybe we're disappointed with maybe some of the choices that have been made or something along those lines. But I do, again, it's like, feel like that even though you may have been disappointed with making them, that doesn't mean that we can't choose something different from it, and you try something differently here, Cancer, but yeah, I'll leave that there, Cancer. So if something resonated with you, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Cancer, if you know someone who's been maybe feeling a bit out of control, been feeling like they're, who knows, Cancer, just maybe you've been having these questions of freedom, however that may be manifesting in. Then subscribe there, you tower. Hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer. Check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus placements for your readings. We can check that out together there, Cancer. Check check the description box down in the description box down below for a reading there, Cancer. Let me see if I can sentence. And then come over and check out my other channel, Alchemist State. I do weekly videos there which talk about the transits and work with the astrological weather. I do monthly ones which I just finished up. I'm going to be releasing Capricorns and Aquariuses a little bit later today. And then I do yearly ones, which I'll be releasing Aries here soon. So I think that'll come out on, let's see, Tuesday, Mars Day. So that's really exciting. And a little auspicious there, Cancer. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And we were talking about that a little bit, Cancer. You got the Six of Stars in reverse, card of reciprocity. And again, if things are feeling out of balance, if we feel that we're giving maybe more energy than we're receiving, then this is making choices to adjust that. Realizing that we need to change maybe the dynamic of, again, however this may be manifesting, but I feel that if we keep giving at the state that we're doing, then we do run into a Five of Stars energy where we are deprived of something, where we have been impoverished, and we're needing to pay attention, because it's not, Pentacles are, and the stars are Pentacles, Cancer. They deal with more than just finances. This is about your energy. This is about your health. Time is a resource, So, really kind of think about these energy exchanges in a bit of a different way. How scrolling through social media, for example, how much time is that taking up? Is that, and how often are we doing that for that amount of time? That kind of stuff it adds up. It matters. And there's some things that are kind of out of our control, but the things that are, we want to have that sort of awareness. And again, we can always choose how we can react to those things that are out of our controls. But the things we can I feel like curb, just the chariot's direction. Let's do that. Absolutely. Oh, interesting, Cancer. Thank you, higher self. So you got the Metamorphosis card here, Cancer, which is a card of embrace transformations, and things are now different. And I feel like especially when you really exercise that freedom, Cancer, because I feel like that and keep this in mind, I'm being mindful here, but I feel like freedom is something that you give. It's not, we have the freedom is always yours, and I mean, the freedom's always yours, so you can, so take that however it resonates. But this embrace transformation, I feel it is when you start really exercising that freedom, that will, that thing to change, and it does make things different, because then there is this awareness that happens. And that's Pisces energy, this awareness. And Gemini is very perceptive of this awareness that's happening here. And that's where I feel like maybe sometimes that energy could lead to overload, because there is a lot that's being processed. I feel when you get into that Gemini and Pisces, it's a lot. It's hard. It's very hard to get anything past that energy. Because you got two for it's four against one, or at least it could feel like that. But yeah, I feel, yeah, definitely things are changing, Cancer. So freedom is yours. How you want that? How do you want to embrace that change? So, but you stay safe out there, Cancer, with all these changes and all this freedom and all this stuff. And I like this, Cancer. This was nice. And you keep eyes on the moon there, Cancer. She's halfway there. We're rooting her on. We're gonna get to victory there, Cancer. 6 of Wands. Appreciating those little victories along the way. And I will catch you on the next one. Moon Day.